failure is overrated.
I think so.
Because so many times I've experienced it, and I think that what happens is we become more and more risk averse. And as an entrepreneur, it's death, because you're so afraid of failing again, that you're so much more careful that you may not take the risk that's necessary for your business to really scale and grow.
So at what age should one become an entrepreneur? And is education important as well?
I think education is important. Because we have to be able to communicate in this world. But I don't think that education is required when you're wanting to start a business. Many of the very successful business people in Cameroon, for instance, had no education, were actually illiterate. So I don't think that, we don't want to limit entrepreneurship to educated. And I think sometimes being overeducated is actually bad for entrepreneurship.
Because you're underskilled.
Because you know too much. And you don't take risks.
So education is not one way, and it's not getting a degree, a diploma, etc.
Right.
So when you look at somebody who's, so we talk about formal education. Yeah. So that's different from also the kind of knowledge that you would need to run a business. So yes, you need to understand the finance part of it, but you don't need to be a qualified accountant to do that. And also the importance of knowing that you can outsource a lot of things. So for example, I run a business in the fashion industry. I'm not a designer. I don't need to be, because I understand how to run a business and I understand what drives my business. So I've got a good understanding of the platform I operate on. Being a jack of all trades, and I think that's what Rebecca was alluding to, being overqualified can also be detrimental to you running your operation. And being able to leverage off people with those skills, that's actually where the art is.
If anything, I went to school, the things I learned in school, I'm not using right now, and a lot of young people are like that. So you learn best from experience. So through experience, interning from such a young age, young people need to volunteer to work, and then from there you build your CV. You understand? So when you build your CV, which doesn't necessarily mean that you have a degree, when you build your CV and you put it on a piece of paper, you could actually go to someone and be like, hey, I did this and I'm looking for X amount of money, can you please support me? It doesn't necessarily have to come from a bank.